right, we're back. This is the final week for NaNoWriMo 2023. How are you doing?
I'm hanging in there.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm actually doing pretty good. I've got like 36 or so hundred words to go. My wife's sick.
Oh,
I'm
mm,
neglecting my son.
yeah, I know. I know that feeling. Yeah, I'm about the same word count close to the end, and that feels like a day of writing, but I don't feel like I have a, that amount of time in a day right now for situations similar to what you're talking about, just life stuff. So,
Yeah.
um,
Well, you like when you're standing at the bass fishing counter or whatever, are you writing on your phone?
no,
How are you writing when you're sitting there writing?
I take my laptop in the store with me.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, most of the guys in there, they think that like a hardcore gamer because it's kind of a gaming PC. And so yeah, they don't, you know. And then there's like the good old boys who just like they're so focused on whatever they're doing, they couldn't care less what I'm doing.
Yeah, I like them.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, but I don't know. I went trying to think. I worked last night, and so that's actually been good because like this it was a slow night at the hospital, and in the book that I'm writing, it's about someone who's working in healthcare, and so there's always like situations that pop up that's like, oh, that's interesting. I'll do something with that. But the slow
Yeah.
nights, I'm able to get some stuff put together. So because I'm still like outlining like before writing basically, but then a large portion of the outline just gets pasted into the document and kind of fleshed out from there. That's really become my rhythm is like nights I'm doing that outline for the next day. And the next morning I just basically copy and paste the outline. I mean the outline right now, it's crazy. Like let me look at it. It is my outline is close to 20,000 words. It's 18,000 words, just the outline. So it's a
Yeah,
very
you've already made it then, I bet.
yeah, but again, it's like it's difficult to count it, and I'm not gonna worry about it. Like I can do it. I'm pretty confident I can get like 50,000 towards the novel, and I'm gonna just keep it like traditional. That's like the aim, you know. So yeah, what are what are you doing in terms of like keeping your energy up or keeping your focus on things right now? What's helping?
I'm not. I'm crawling. I'm so done
Yeah.
with doing this. I'm limping to the finish line. So, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm gonna make it, but I really don't care anymore.
Yeah. I've hit that. Like I was so focused and like so just kind of earlier on, but like I'm starting to see like I think the thing that's been revealed to me because I've been curious about this for a while, like because I've basically had um I've had almost 2 years where I've been not working full time. Like I'm working like 20 hours a week. Like I'm working a really minimal amount. I do some freelance writing. But ideally I should just be churning out novels. And I haven't been. Like I published a novel that first summer that I was off, but it was like a previous manuscript. Um so I mean it felt good to publish it and everything and it's selling good or whatever, but I like I'm learning there's something here that like I do, and I think NaNoWriMo has made it really exceedingly obvious like what it is. Like that the writing process itself is so intense. Like if I can have the time and energy just focused to it, that's great. And I can produce, like I can do it. But if even one little tiny life thing slips in there, like the whole thing just flies off the rails. And it's like the whole train just kind of goes kabloomo, and I can't get it back on the rails. So like then the life stuff, it's kind of like what you were saying, then the life stuff just kind of becomes this thing in itself. And it's not just a distraction from the writing, it's just like I can't, it was so nice to have all the focus on the writing that like trying to have the energy to do writing a little bit while this life stuff is happening, it's hard. Um, so I was really grateful at the beginning of NaNoWriMo because it was like two weeks there where I was like so laser focused on what I was doing, and no one was bugging me to go get lunch or do whatever stuff you're supposed to do with your friends or whatever. And now it's like I'm 4 weeks in, and it's like people are like, "Hey, what happened to you?" It's like, well,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Just tell them that you'll be back pretty soon.
But yeah, I mean, I don't even know if I'm halfway done with this project. Like
Yeah,
it's,
you don't have to be. The point is just to like do this for 30 days. What happens after that is, you're back into, I mean, you can keep doing this if you want, but I'll tell you, I'm not gonna.
I
Uh,
mean, I kind of feel like I have to keep doing it because it's like otherwise this thing's not gonna get done,
at this
you know?
clip, well, I'm gonna keep working on my project, but I'm not gonna be writing no like 16, 17, 18, 1900 words a day just because I said I would.
Can I still log stuff at the NaNoWriMo shop? I like how like
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can do that year round.
I like how gamified it is.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep going. And I put in Fiverr had this like Christmas thing I put in, like I said, for a copy edit. But we talked a little bit about that kind of offline
Yeah.
about like getting a friend to copy edit it. I don't want to copy edit it at all. I mean, I'll run like a grammar thing on it, and I'll reread it, but I don't want to copy edit it. And I just want to I want to pay people to do the editing or have friends do the editing and then just get the cover artist to do the cover and put it out there, basically. You know, I'll do a developmental. I'll work with someone, you or someone, to do a developmental edit, but that's it. You know.
Yeah, and I'll do that. That is a way that you are different than me, though. This, like, I want to write it and be done with it. This is exactly what I don't like. I like kind of living with it.
I want it out there. Like I've faced so many years of rejection, so many people saying you'll never see print, and now like I'm just publishing my own books and they're selling, and so it's just like I just want it out there. Like it's kind of my like you know message to all the haters I've been out there. Like I think that's one thing that I think the other thing I thought about some with
Someone
NaNoWriMo.
actually said that to you? Like someone told you you're never going to do anything?
I mean, just I've had a lot of rejection. Like I'm sure you have experienced it
Yeah,
too.
but that's par for the course. I don't take it personally. I don't think it's anybody out to like
I had an
hurt
agent
me
once tell
in a
me that
personal way.
I had an agent once tell me like she didn't know why I was writing what I was writing, and that there was no market for it, and that it it was just I just must be writing this stuff for myself. Um, and she may have been right about that project. I don't know.
I
Um,
bet she wasn't.
yeah,
Just having read your stuff and knowing what you write, I bet she was wrong. But
yeah,
but I don't know because I probably didn't read that thing. So who knows?
yeah. I don't know, but what I do know is like this. I feel like there's a new world. Like this indie publishing thing has so disrupted the publishing industry, and it's like I just want to strike while the iron's hot. Like to me, like I feel like that's the moment that we're in, is like there's like two things that are happening. That you've got on the one side people who are like basically just churning out trash, which those people have always been out there. The pulp writers have always been around, the hacks, whatever. Now they're like hacks with like AI, you know what I mean? So they're like hacker hacks. And those people will always be around. Like those people will always be around. In the publishing industry for a while, both promoted them and also tried to like put a cap on them, right? Now there's no cap on that kind of stuff. And then you've got the
That's what my
publishing industry.
attitude towards it has. Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead
Well, the
and finish.
publishing industry is like this. They've kind of gone this whole other direction, just like publishing stuff that, like, honestly, I don't. Who reads this stuff? Like, I don't. None of it is interesting to me. Like the last book that I read that won any kind of prize was Paul Beatty's The Sellout. You know what I mean? Like, I liked that book, and like everything else after that, I've just been like what won the National Book Award this year? I was just like, I don't want to read this. Like, who wants to read this? This is just people are just publishing this stuff just for the sake of publishing it so that so and so's voice got heard or whatever. It's ridiculous. Um, but
I don't even know who won the National Book Award. I don't even
exactly,
know.
exactly. And I mean, and then I think there's
But that's
this.
because, like, I used to know who won the National Book Award because they used to be good books. But after like 6 or 7 of them in a row, we're like, you know, there are a
Yeah,
lot more like lewd things I could have done with my time and enjoyed it more than reading
yeah.
that. Uh,
I mean, we don't live in an era where, like, for example, if Requiem for a Dream, if someone was writing Requiem for a Dream right now, um, it it would be published indie. Like no publishing house would touch it.
yeah.
Like if
Why did
you
you
know what I
choose
mean?
that? I read Requiem for like the Hubert Selby novel.
Mhm.
Why did you land on that one to
Because he's
make
pretty
your
offensive.
illustration?
Like I like him. I think he's cool, but he's really trashy, you know? But it's like interesting to me that he was published
Mm,
reputably, in his time. Like honestly, even like I even wonder about like American Pastoral. Would American Pastoral, like in this climate right now, would American Pastoral get
no,
published?
yeah,
And I
no,
kind of think
no.
no, it would. And I think it's a towering work of genius. Like I think it's an absolute masterpiece. So I think about that with like Saul Bellow, and I think about that with a
I
lot of
feel
writers.
that way more about Bello than I do about Roth. So
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, I love Saul Bellow. Yeah, and there's probably more we could say good about Saul Bellow, but yeah, the point stands that like we're this is just a weird kind of toxic environment, publishing environment that we're in. Some of it has to do with cultural attitudes. Some of it has to do with just like the industry itself.
Well,
Um,
just think about the way any dying animal acts. Like this is a dying animal and it is in its death throes. And it's like jerking around, desperately trying to stay alive for as long as it can. But it's dying. What I don't want that to mean is that like literature is dying.
I think literature is being reborn into things like video games and
I don't want to hear that
artificial
either.
intelligences and stuff like that, but um, I don't want it to completely forget its nativity or whatever. Um,
Well, I
well,
understand what you were saying about how like you feel like you're in a good place when everything's clicking and everything's going good, and then the second kind of spanner gets thrown into the works, you're like
mm,
thrown off. I have that too, and not just like during November, like just all the time. Like I can build up a rhythm. It takes me a while. Like I'm painfully slow about everything. That's one of the things I don't like about myself is how
mm.
long it takes me to kind of like build, you know. And then I get going, and then just like stuff happens, and then I'm like, I like screw it, F it. I just want to get drunk and feel sorry for myself.
I think one of the things that's been a saving grace for me in that is like this idea of like taking a Sabbath, like having a day where like no writing happens. And it's just kind of like forcing myself to hit the reset button. It allows me to get caught up on other stuff like you know, important conversations or laundry or the groceries or whatever. Um, I've also simplified my diet considerably. Like I'm basically like doing like Herbalife now, like just Herbalife and water, you know? So I'm not even thinking about food anymore. Like I don't just if I have any food thoughts, it's just like not thinking that, moving on. So I've just like simplify, 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 you know? Um, so
But are
I
you
don't know.
getting enough nutrition?
Hmm. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, so you're healthy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
just these like protein shakes. Um, occasionally, like I have these are so stupid. I have some like clove cigarettes, and I get to smoke a clove cigarette on like Friday, you know, if
Well,
I've
why
done.
would I
Mhm.
don't think I've ever seen you smoke a cigarette ever.
I smoked cigarettes a little bit in Utah. I smoked Parliaments.
I don't
Um,
think you did with me.
yeah, but yeah, I pretty much gave up smoking when I quit cooking. When I quit being a cook, I pretty much gave up smoking. But
They do kind of go together. Yeah.
yeah, they do. Yeah, if you
The
want to
palate,
break.
you know. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's it for tonight, man. So hopefully, Thursday we're like cracking open a bottle of sparkling apple cider or something.
Yeah, we will be. And even if I mean, unless something like really wrecks, I'm gonna make it, and I think you're gonna make it too.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
I
but if you
basically
don't,
have
then
to.
I count your outlining words that you did this month. Like all the words that you wrote towards your project this month,
Mhm.
they count.
Well, I'm getting off this call and I'm gonna write some more tonight. And if I can knock out 2000 tomorrow or a little bit more than 2000 tomorrow, I'll be good. Like I do work in the morning on Thursday, but I'll just come home and write afterwards. I'll be tired, but I'll come home and write afterwards. Um,
What I'm mostly impressed at is uh, about myself is I have written every day. I haven't
mm,
always like hit my goal every day, but I have written words every day.
that's
So
great.
yeah.
One of my
All
best
right.
days, I don't know if I've told you about this, but one of my best days was I took Solomon to school and then I just sat in my minivan and I wrote in the minivan in like the back seat of the minivan. And it was amazing. Like there was no disturbances at all.
Like on a laptop,
Mhm,
you really like to just carry your laptop around with you everywhere you go.
mhm.
Okay, yeah,
Like
cool. Yeah.
I
Maybe I
mean, I
should do that.
outlined a little bit using like a Google Doc on my phone at one point, but I prefer the feel of typing on my laptop. It's a nice
Yeah.
laptop.
Yeah, I do too, but
Yeah. All right, man. Well, have a good night.
cool. Yeah, you too.